Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Make sure you guys hit that like button because likes are more important than anything on YouTube, and make sure you hit that sub button as well. Now, in our first story of the day, we actually have a physique update from Brandon Curry, and this was actually posted up by his coach Abdullah. And I would like to say this is recent, but if you guys follow bodybuilding and Abdullah, they like to play mind games, which I'm not really sure why, which Brandon is the favorite going into this show. But if this is a recent update of Brandon Curry, man, his glutes are already striated and he's going to come in crazy condition. But once again, guys, it may not be recent. But something that I haven't heard anyone say yet, I believe that we're going to see an incredibly shredded version of Brandon Curry at this Arnold Classic. I know that Brandon likes to match up with the guys he's competing against. He has admitted that he comes in fuller to compete against Big Ramy, and when he known he was going up against Phil Heath, he wanted to come in a lot more condition. So I don't feel like Brandon really has anyone at this show in particular he'll want to outsize. Maybe Steve Kuklo, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get a more conditioned and shredded version of Brandon Curry. He's just going to come in shredded and full. And granted, guys, we may actually see the best version of Brandon Curry today at this Arnold Classic, but how long ago do you guys think this update was from? Do you guys feel like this is a recent update of Brandon Curry? And in our next story of the day, we have physique updates from Brett Wilkin. And what are we about? 4 weeks out, 4.5 weeks out from the Arnold Classic. And every update I see of Brett, man, I'm starting to see more and more that Brett can really get into that top 3 and that top 4. The only thing about Brett is he has a slightly narrow clavicle structure. But other than that, Brett is already crazy condition. Glutes are in, striated at 4 weeks out. He's definitely put on some size, man. We're just going to have to see how Brett is going to stack up against these veterans. And he actually has a lot of hype behind him. So hopefully that doesn't, pressure him in any type of way. And he can still come in at his best at this show. In our next update of the day, we're going to take a look at Justin Rodriguez. And it seems like in my last couple of videos, Brett and Justin are always back-to-back, man. Is that maybe me signaling that they're going to be back-to-back at the Arnold Classic? But once again, I'm pretty sure this is a matchup that pretty much all of us are very excited to see. Justin Rodriguez has a lot of hype built up behind him by me and a couple of other YouTubers. And I'm pretty sure that he could also be a guy to crack into that top 2, top 3. Justin is a top 8 Olympian, and he has placed top 4 at the Arnold Classic. And I'm pretty sure Justin wants to improve on that 4th place placing. And Justin seems to be very conditioned already at 4 weeks out. This update was actually posted up today. So a lot of people saying they're worried about him and he looks a lot smaller, but I believe that Justin just wants to have his condition pretty early so he can slow it down and won't have to suffer for the last 2 weeks. And in the next update of the day, we have a physique update from Akim Williams posted on his story. And we actually have no idea if this update is recent or not, but Akim looks insane, of course. And man, when we see this front double bicep, it's like Akim can be a guy that can actually come in and win his Arnold Classic. And I believe Nick Strength and Power actually picked Akim Williams to win last year's Arnold Classic, and I had him ranked up pretty high too, but Akim just never seems to nail his conditioning. I believe the package that he brought to the Puerto Rico Pro this year was a little better than the package that he brought to the Mr. Olympia stage. And honestly, to my knowledge, outside of the package that Akim brought that placed him top 6 at the Olympia, I don't think we've seen just a crazy condition version of Akim. So not really sure I'm going to place him yet, but Akim can potentially place 10th or he could place 2nd. And I actually waited to report on this news, but I actually knew this a couple days ago. But Shaaban or Mohamed Shaaban is out of the Arnold Classic 2022. He has an injury. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I didn't want to report on this before I had the full story, so I just wanted to wait until I had the full story to report that to you guys. So it is confirmed that Shaaban will be out of the 2022 Arnold Classic. In our next update of the day, we actually have physique updates from Samson Dauda posted up a couple days ago. And man, Samson honestly looks insane, man. Looks crazy, full, crazy, bubbly, 3D. But granted, this is in his house and this is a magic mirror, of course. And seeing these recent updates of Samson, man, has me wondering because a lot of people aren't talking about him. A lot of people say Regan can be in that top 3, top 4. But can Samson Dauda be up there in that top 3? Samson did beat Regan Grimes in Prague. And taking a look at these recent updates, man, Samson is honestly looking insane. Now, my only concern about Samson Dauda, I was worried about when he stands next to some of these guys, does he have enough size? and I wasn't sure if Samson was going to get out muscled or not. But guys, take a look at this recent update. Samson is just bursting full, man. And even though we're at what, 4 weeks out from the Arnold Classic, I definitely believe Samson have made some improvements, and we're going to see a better version of him than we saw at Romania and Prague. And after watching a recent interview on Global MD Muscle, Samson is definitely ready to shock the world. And in our next update of the day, we have front relaxed and just a standing pose of Terrence Ruffin, which honestly just shows us how good he really is. Because on the right, he is standing and he's probably flexed a little, but Terrence just looks insane. And of course, Terrence is the defending Arnold Classic champion in the Classic Physique division, looking to come in and win that again. Terrence has been the second best Classic Physique bodybuilder in the world for the past 2 years, but Breon Ainsley will be knocking at their door, as well as Ramon Dino and Urs Kalasinski at this 2022 Arnold Classic to try to dethrone Terrence Ruffin. I believe Alex Cambronero is finally confirmed to be in that show, but incredible update from Terrence, and very excited to see the posing routine that he will bring to the stage. And posted up today by Hunter Labrada, this is actually a recent physique update. And he doesn't actually look too huge. This was actually after a 12-week health phase. I believe he was on pretty much minimal gear and probably wasn't eating as much food as usual, just taking it light as a recovery period after Mr. Olympia. And I'm pretty sure that Hunter is about to go into his off season, and we're about to see some really good updates. Hunter is another guy that posts a lot of physique updates. He actually posts all his meals as well, so you guys can go to his Instagram if you actually want to know what Hunter eats for every single meal of the day. But I'm excited to see what Hunter can do, and Hunter definitely wants to improve on his fourth place placing. I want to see more of the rivalry between him and Nick Thick and maybe see if Nick can get the edge on Hunter Labrada this season. And in the last update of the day, we will be talking about Hassan Mustafa, who is a guy who hasn't been talked about a lot. Going into the New York Pro earlier this year, a lot of people were saying that Hassan could potentially beat Nick Walker. Well, actually, a lot of people had Hassan beat Nick because at this point, we didn't know that Nick was going to be as good as he was. But pretty much out of the New York Pro, the hype dropped for Hassan. And Hassan is still a freak, man. He's crazy. And I want to see him come in condition. And I want to throw in this version of him from the New York Pro, which I believe was honestly the best Hassan of the year. So Hassan may be a guy that he may not get better as he competes, and he maybe should just compete a little less, because I think that the first show of the season, actually New York was the second show I believe for him. He may have competed in Indy, but don't quote me on that. But I'm not really sure why Hassan doesn't come in condition. He is coached by Chris Aceto, who coaches Sergio Oliva Jr. He coaches Ramon Dino and a lot of other great athletes as well. He also coached Sean Roden. Rest in peace to him. But how do you guys think Hassan Mustafa is going to do this season? Do you guys think Hassan is going to improve on some of his placements from last year? Or do you guys think it's going to be kind of more of what we seen last year? Hassan coming in what some people said was pretty much guest posing shape. I'm hoping that Chris Aceto will be able to nail him this year, and they'll be able to come in with some pretty crazy packages. Hassan fully conditioned, just ripped to the bone. I would definitely like to see him next to Nick Walker. I think they'll be very comparable. And of course, Hassan has some of the most crazy quads in the IFBB. But that's going to be the video for today, you guys. I hope you did indeed enjoy this video, man. Once again, like this video because likes are more important than anything on YouTube. Sub to the channel as well. If you would like to support anything I'm associated with, it is below in the description. I'm out.